Hello everybody, my name is Wolf Richter from EPIC-SEMICONDUCTORS. We don't get paychecks, we invest in technology. So it's a bit different view from this panel, and I tell you, you don't know what we already have, right? So you are mourning on the wrong side. The things are existing you are looking for, we just have to put it in the right way. I want to show you some little video clips and also live. Who was in the keynote, in my keynote yesterday? Who was there? This guy, remember, I had to reanimate him. He's still sleeping. Right? I remember him. He's the best.
He's enjoying.
No, he's very. Yeah. So, and who of you were awake? No. The guys that haven't seen it and the other one want to show you some different things, because otherwise it gets boring once seeing what's really existing is today. You know, there was the question, where's the power coming from, where's the things from, what is artificially intelligent, or even better, inherent artificial intelligence, where's a chip that is aware what it is and where it is. You know, the first step in intelligence is to have self-awareness and to know who you are and where you are. Very important thing. I'll show you one example here. We call this retail resurrection, yeah? Because the retailers, they are suffering. I hope it's shining. No, it's starting. Wait, it's not coming here. Am I missing? It's not starting. Sometimes I think that the operating systems are viruses. Mm-hmm. So in the meantime, well, he's my boss, so he can handle such things. I show you that we can power things over normal plastic foils, because it must be cheap. This $30 per patient is an illusion. You will get 5 cents per patient. This is the maximum, and this can be only done with a sticker on the body, right? So, and the idea is to make everything flexible, and flexible electronic, if you go to San Jose, is already the future of electronic, yeah? So it's not silicon, it's something that gets printed, and then you stick it on something, it powers itself, it's smart by nature, and moves the thing. So I show this to you, for example, here. Having an LED, taking a glass of water. This is now a human body, okay? We all consist of water, except she doesn't drink enough. No, now she's doing it.
I've been getting lectures.
Yes. So. Listen to me. I put the water in. It can be a product in a shelf. It can be a guy in a bed or your grandma at home. It doesn't matter. We all water. And if this comes on an electric field, it mirrors charges. So a positive mirrors negative, negative positive. Even cancer cells emit charges. We show this later. And if you come to these charges, you see this here, we have energy. You see? This LED, 3 volt, 200 microamp, it's already 600 microwatts, but we can have more. Here, 50 of them. Yeah, so of power problem. We shine 50 LEDs in a glass of water. You see? It has no trick or something or superpower to my tank. I drink the water. There's nothing, you know, nothing you can feel, because it's pure nature. Now let's see the movie. So first step, artificial intelligence is self-awareness. So how about a sticker on a product? Is it coming? Yes. And you see, if you touch the product, it shows a video and puts a camera with illumination direct to the product. It doesn't matter where the product is in the shop. You have automatically inventory. You can't steal the product because we make a photo with the evidence in hand. This alone is a $150 billion business. Showing commercials in a shop is, at least in America, a $50 billion business. And YouTube can't do this. They want to do this. They can't do this. And what we do,
just attach EPIC tape to a shelf to make it interactive.
We make a tape on the shelf, and then we put our nanocloud processor in a bottle to make it interactive. You know, our chip has a harvester, it has LEDs, we call this an IoT dot, doesn't need battery. So there's the harvester, there is a communicator, a processor, and a switch matrix, all in a chip. The chip costs 1 cent, and if we print it, it costs 1/10 of a cent. We put this in a cap of the bottle, then the bottle knows what she is, where she is. If somebody touches the bottle, it triggers advertising. There are brands that make their business with their logo, you know? You drink a Coke or a Pepsi because of the brand, not because of the brown sugar water inside. Look, so if somebody touches the product, we make a selfie, we send this to the friends. If you come in a shop, you touch the product, the price label shows your name and gives you a special price, you see? If you want to be anonymous, you will be anonymous. If you want to be the king, you will be the king. Yeah? The customer is there. It's not the smartphone dominating your business. And you know what? The next generation of touching device of HMI, look, this is a smartwatch. The display is too small to touch it, but you can do gesture. Google has a system solely. The development was $300 million. Our chip cost 5 cents here on these things. Development was $8 million. I paid it together with nothing. So, and it's multi-gesture because it's not only one gesture and it's also multi-user. And we sell this to kids. You know why? We want them to stop texting and driving in the car, which you see later in the video. So 3D gesture, all the same chip. One chip makes all. And the generic part, and you see here this little one, this follows your gesture. So it's not only in a watch, you can also put this in devices, you see? No? It follows you, and it's not programmed. Our chips don't contain RAM or ROM. There is nothing to program. They know what to do. They know it alone. They are smart enough. They are curious, you see? And we can put this in a little plush for an interactive toy. And it also monitors, by the same way, 64 different vital signs. So these are all electric things: ECG, EEG, EMG, coughing, breathing, vomiting, snoring, not breathing, which is called apnea, sleeping, movements, joints, impacts in joints, hinking, falling, whatever you imagine. And you don't have to tell, look, this is the little teddy, you see? And it even reacts on obstacles, yeah? So if he puts the hand here, say, okay, there's a hand, oh, where? And then goes back and put the hand here. Yeah? But now what is if there comes a hand to the other side, for example? Yeah? Let's see if we have it here. The complete parts with mechanic is $5. Yeah? So now, the most expensive thing was the plush. So I put this in, they say, oh, okay, that's so. No. And it should work on the body, not only on the table, because the kids, they want to cuddle with the thing, they want to pet the things, you know. So look here, even if the hand is there, it ignores the hand suddenly. Yeah? Have you seen this? It ignores the hand and still follows the gesture because it learns, because it says, hey, if it's, yes. Oh, stop texting and driving. You know, every 10 minutes an American kid dies, 480,000 injured innocent people. If the driver sits on the driving seat, the phone goes automatically in stop. You can't text, and you know what? And we 5 cents again, you know? 5 cents can save a life, and the passenger can do whatever he wants, because we know if it's the driver or the passenger. Yeah? Again, it's the harvester, communicator, processor, matrix. XOP means external operation codes. It gets it from the cloud, from the field. Yeah? This is the idea. And maybe there's one left, hopefully, which is the holy grail. Is the chip is so small, only 40 micro, we can put 200,000 of them on a 50-cent device, and we put some holes in and some nanoneedles to detect cancer, diabetes, blood, electronic nose. 50 cents. We will donate this chip to every institute in the world. Yeah, and connect them for $1,000 a month. So, and you see here the same technology, just a hole in the chip. This is what we call reverse MEMS. Instead of making DLP or accelerometers, we drill a hole in the chip, put a cell in, or a bacterium, or a nanomagnet, or molecules, or marker, and see what they're doing. And it's always the same chip. The nanoneedle itself creates a kind of scanning tunneling microscope. And you know, nothing is connected. You don't see any connection parts. They work like charge-coupled device. And there's nothing new. Our technical level is first semester electrotechnic. You know, we use Kirchhoff's law and a bit capacitive coupling. And of course, you can build an array with this technology, and that you say, why should we have one needle if we can have thousands? Yeah? So if I have 200,000 of this chip, the clock rate, you know, they power themselves, no contacts, no battery, nothing. They power themselves. One chip has about 100 nanoamp. So it's about 7-8 milliamp for the complete chip, no cables, no wires, 50 cents, and you see you have an array that fights cancer, diabetes. It even checks the quality of food in the package. You know, food spoilage is $150 billion loss every year. Thank you very much, and think EPIC.
Okay, now we have the floor is open for your question and your comments and your feedback. Who want to start?
First, get rid of the shock.
Okay, so let me start. You know, I can see now two different directions. For the rest of the panel, what's your comments on Wolf's point of view and technology, and why the other manufacturer or went the same way or the same approach? What's the problem? If this is easy like this and 1 cent, no battery, so what's the problem?
Yes, I can tell you the problem because
Let me hear from them.
they don't know. They don't know. No, this is always the question comes, hey, if something is so good and so grandiose, why isn't it there? Why don't we have it already? And why is this thing? And I was searching my whole life, and the answer comes in, it's from the Stone Age, because the people running around as a tribe looking for food, and something was rattling in the bush. And you know what? All run away. It could be dangerous. But the guy who wanted to know what it is, the curious one, the pioneer, he was eaten. And so this means if our ancestors are runaways, what do we expect from us? They run away. So we like evolutionary things. It's better to follow more slow until it really becomes a torture. You say, hey, make it smaller, put more in, make it cheaper, instead of saying, hey, why don't we do something new? Look how long the LED took to become a lamp. And you know what? How long was the bulb waiting to become a light before the candles was there? Because the candle makers, they say, hey, let's make a Christmas candle, a birthday candle, a TikTok candle, thing. They never say, can we make something that is not from wax or from thing? And this is the same with the chip makers. They say, oh, now we have the FinFETs, and next time we have the super FinFETs, then we have the stacked things, and these things more and more become an oven than a microchip. You know, the power management guy, they have to marry the cooling guys there to things. We invented a technology that doesn't even warm. And this is very important for quantum computing because every centidegree below zero, makes everything obsolete. So if you need interfaces for things. The other thing was, who wants to program 1 trillion chips to do specific jobs? It's a complete chaos. If the chips don't need programming, it's much better. An autonomous car is much more important to check what bullshit they make inside now, because the guys, they try everything to make it fail. And I told you already and yesterday that we are all enslaved by the machines. We can only go into the world now with the next generation, and they are looking for gadgets. So if you tell them that this thing is a kind of foil that will implanted behind the ear, and it gives you bone conductive signals, makes you a kind of Spider-Man by sending things, then you will sell these things. Or the guy would say, okay, I have 5 weeks to live from cancer, he pays everything. That's the reason cancer treatment is so lucrative. If you had a cure against cancer with such a chip, for example, the doctors would say, hey, 50 cents to cure cancer, no Nobel Prize behind, so it's not attractive. So new things, they need brave guys. And we, EPIC-SEMICONDUCTORS, just to show frankly, we are a 10-guy group. We are too small to set a new standard if we don't find a strategic partner who's big enough, and if we don't find friends in the science to help us to bring this into a fundamental thing, and we need friends in the government. And this is a job. And we can wait for Trump, but I don't think it will help.
Well, let's wait for Trump. Any comments from any panelists? Yes.
So all very, very entertaining and very exciting. And but again, I'm not sure what your argument for, or against the risk takers is. You are a company, you can make a product and sell it, and are you saying consumers are not going to want to buy these wonderful gadgets, or
No, this is not our market.
well, but why not? I mean, again,
No,
that's already where you lose me as a, you know, because there is something behind what you show that, you know, we are technical geeks here, and it seems there is something going on that, you know, you are either not disclosing or not there, because, you know, you cannot break laws of physics and laws of, you know, computer science. And
no, of course not. I assure you, it's all physics, and it's things you know since decades. You
Sure.
know, you just have forgotten this, or your daily business doesn't allow to look over the.
No, I mean, that's our role, right? As academics, we want to look 10,
I never
20, 30
I never
years
said
into the
that we
future.
don't make money with these things, you know, and it's the opposite. We're working with brands, you know. The brands, they have an asset, that is their logo. And you know that brands get copied, that brands get stolen. Yeah, take a sport guy like Nike, they have losses of $8 billion per year in counterfeited things, because this little hook is so easy to copy, you could make it with a potato stem. Yeah? So if we make a smart logo with this thing and give this to the brand, and they get it normally from their packaging guys, and you know the brands, they don't want to pay a penny more. So if this costs a cent, then they take it, and we don't want to want something, a percentage on a cent. It doesn't fit. We want the money from the brand. So we say to the brand, give us $1 million for $1 billion. You know. So, and for example, Procter & Gamble, they need 200 billion interactive products per year. They invest per year $5 billion in RFID since 35 years. You have never seen an interactive product with RFID. They know that they can't put batteries together with food products because they are toxic. Yeah? So they say, okay, this sticker. The retailers, they were hoping that when they put NFC in the shops, that they make more turnover. But the opposite was it, because the people coming, 80% of people coming with a smartphone in a shop, and nobody buys with the phone, they just look for alternatives and getting better. And the retailers, they will suffer more if Google and others start delivering with drones. Yeah? So the only thing what we can do as a small company, we can only do simple things. So our nano cloud processor has only 50 components, so flip-flops, gates or something. Compare this to 5 billion chips. But it's a logical thinking, because if this comes to printable electronic on foil, I would say what's more likely, that somebody starts to print 5 billion transistors on the foil, or 50 things that are easy to do. And so we designed this technology, and we will survive the time until this comes, that it's printable electronic. And you know, in San Jose and Santa Clara already building communities for this.
Okay. And yes,
There's a
yes.
somebody.
Yes.
No, it is a very interesting topic, and I share your arguments, but I want to make a comment rather than asking the question. Anything that has a certain use, there will always be market. People are willing to pay for it. What I observe by some of the technology that's been put on the market is driven by technologists, by engineers, by people who are excited about technology, and they want to see it succeed. But in reality, when it comes to business, people will only adopt, use, and pay money if they solve a certain problem. In your case, you say it, what was the name of the product? Nano-cloud processing. Nano-cloud processing will certainly be difficult to sell. If you sell it as a product, packing, or anything that directly solve people, that the company who produce foods can buy off you, touch it, and sell it, you have a product. It solves the product. It is not a nano-cloud processor anymore. It is a security product. So this is, I think, this is a big mistake, a big problem that you face. That problem is not targeted to solving a problem that people are willing to pay money. It's more exciting, innovative technology that can address multiple tens of thousands of problems, but it is not optimized or produced for specific use case.
Yeah, thank you. I have no objection against this. Only one word is not good. I don't like to hear say it's a mistake, because everything what we do is planned. And you know the saying, if your plan fails, you plan to fail, right? So, and normally everything works well in our plan, and we have no intention actually to sell anything. We are a technology provider. We license the technology to brands because one of our golden rules is what others can do better, let them do this. So we speak with companies, and I don't say a name, but they have an M inside in the tree in front, for example. So if you give them, and they're making tapes, you know, if you give them an interactive tape, they will bring this to market, they will be marketing, they will be selling, and we get a license because we want to grow in the shadow. We don't want to have a patent troll on our ass that comes on every corner and wants a settlement or something. We don't want to have to make counterfeit safe products and then give everybody a sample who asks for it. It would be stupid. So we want to have the big guys coming, and we're doing this, we have the big guys coming, and these are the market leaders. And the same is from the chip maker. We don't make a chip. The chip comes from Intel, for example, or in our case, we have Fairchild and other in the top 10 list of chip makers. And they're making nanocloud processors for their own benefit. And we don't care what they do with this thing, because we just deliver a tool like every engineer.
Okay, thank you. Let me shift the direction now. We're talking about intelligence. And some people said really we should not, the network and the things shouldn't have intelligence. The intelligence should be somewhere central, and some other people say no, it should be distributed. So I would like to hear from everybody, where do you think intelligence should be? Please?
Let's do it in order. Engineering is all about the balance as far as I'm concerned. Yes. So there is no, either or. There needs to be intelligence on the edge devices, and the more you can, and that's already, there is evidence about that, because if you are going to be what's called a dumb sensor and have to transmit all that unfiltered data, that's actually one of the biggest problems of the military right now. They have all these drones flying everywhere, taking video, real-time video, high resolution, and there's nothing they need to basically either store it or transport it until it gets to some central place to be processed, and that's not working, and it's getting worse because there's sensors get more and more. So there definitely needs to have some kind of intelligence on the edge devices. On the other hand, you cannot expect the edge devices to be probably 100% autonomous and intelligent and really act like mini humans. So there needs to be some processing there, and then for the final refinement to be done on the cloud. And like I said, this is an optimization problem. You can set up metrics and figure out what's the right balance, and that right balance probably is going to evolve in time as technology evolves, as methods evolve, but it's going to be a moving target. That's
okay. Yeah, I agree. Just want to add. You're absolutely right. A front end is nothing without the back end, and the back end is nothing without the front end. And every chain breaks on the weakest link, right? Mm-hmm. So we have to have strong links in everything of the chain. Otherwise, the chain will never be safe and will never hold any strength.
Okay. I think. At least for the next 5 years, it's going to be very difficult to put the intelligence in the edge device, simply because of cost and technology reasons. I don't think we are quite there yet. When we say intelligence in the IoT SoC space, we are arguing about trying to add this in already a form factor that's about a millimeter cubed, power consumption that's of the order of maybe single-digit microwatts. So it's going to be a hard limit, at least for the next 5 years. Conversely, we are seeing a huge revenue upshift and market thriving for machine intelligence companies that are targeting the server data analytics space. There are very, very big footprint players that are well established, that are maturing machine intelligence for IoT systems at the data center level. So we are seeing a huge uptick in data center revenue as a result of our customers are coming and saying, go put accelerators for machine learning intelligence in your servers. So we go and ask them, where do you want the intelligence to be put? No, put it in your server. We want your Xeons to run ML algorithms sophisticated. Why? Because our IoT devices are dumb sensors. They just sit at the edge, collect data, and transmit it over. Like Mircea said, the drone analogy, data goes to the server which gets processed. So I think they'll harvest and milk this economy for the next 5 years and make tons of money. Whoever shows the leadership in that one, this is the Googles and the Facebooks of the world, are already doing that. But after that, I think there'll be a crossover on the IoT SoC devices.
I guess RAM is bringing reality into the picture because Marcia is like an academic. He just want to talk about what should be. But in reality, the market really controls things. It is not really, we don't have the 100% freedom to do whatever we want. Anybody want to comment on this?
Well, you are with Intel, right?
Right. Yes.
Right.
RAM.
Well, I mean, Intel server, of course that's where you've been making your money.
Right. Any other comments?
But wait.
Yes.
I don't think, I mean, yes, and it's true, and I don't know that just the market demands. I think we also, sometimes our own perception of where we make the money and how much we charge and short-term returns hinders innovation and adoption of innovation in the marketplace. I don't think that all end devices will be dumb. They can't be dumb. And you can't put everything in the service because what if you wake up in the morning and the cloud just dissipating? There's no more cloud. It's a sunny day everywhere. What the hell happens then? I'm not sure. So, and then what happens to, and then there's this whole idea of a gateway. There may be some IoT nodes or endpoints.
Probably you have to live someplace where it's cloudy all the time.
Well, that's maybe that's why Amazon moved to Seattle.
You're right. Okay.
So fundamentally, I think that it's an intelligent system. The sensors are sensors. Wolf has shown us that maybe they can be smart, maybe they can do things cheaply, which is great. I think fundamentally the system, though, it's how it's going to be enabled is how the world's been enabled, that we've seen in the last 5 to 10 years, where the open source community, where developers can develop systems. How? Because the sensors are definable, they're structurable, and software can be developed, and the marketplace will define the best solution, right? So using that type of a model, the market will show who the true leaders are.
Oh, okay. It was always not this one.
Any comments? Floor? Yes.
So, reality is always good, and we need both. We need the academics, we need the industry, we need the requirement from industry, but also the ideas from academic in the other direction. So, I hear a lot, we cannot print everything, and we are also not alone in the world. And if I hear trillions of IoTs and systems, and decentral, central, and all these kind of things, medical issues, my life is in the loop. There are cars, we cannot print cars, and we love them in Germany, as you know. So, come to the point. What, in your view, is the right abstraction model? Edward Lee was yesterday talking about abstraction models and how to propagate information back and forth and to bring determinism in the whole system, to control it, and waking up and all is exploded. I don't know, it will happen for sure sooner or later. But anyhow, what in your view will be in the future the right abstraction model to control all the system and to segregate critical, life-critical other systems from each other, to have in this trillion, it's a very complex problem, system some control and determinism that it's not exploding. Are you in contact with others talking about these issues, or is everyone doing, sell the product and do what you want, and afterwards